One of the biggest challenges I have with corporates and companies right now is that how do I go convince this company spending millions of dollars in advertisement on a monthly basis to let me, a 23-year-old, go run their advertising, ad spend, marketing? I already know the problem that many of them are facing, which is that people don't trust corporate brands anymore. So therefore they think the solution is to spend more money on ads, and they don't even realize this. So when the reports come in, they're like, oh, we need to spend more money on ads because we're not getting the results we want. But what that does is then it increases your customer acquisition cost. So the cost of getting each customer becomes more and more expensive because you're not investing in creating a content system that is actually interesting and engages the consumer. You'd be surprised how much more money you can actually get to keep by investing more in content creation. Me having tested thousands of pieces of content over the last 6 months to a year, I don't even know how many at this point, having that unique understanding that content creation paired with distribution can create a wildfire. But now, if you have millions of dollars to spend, obviously your advertisement manager is just going to come and say, oh, I think we should spend more money on ads. But if you're spending $200 to get a lead or a customer that only ends up spending, let's say, $50 to $100, you're wasting money, right? And so we're seeing it in the European and American continents that you're getting all these young people that have that unique understanding of content creation, ads, AI platforms, and they're killing it, and they're getting these top positions because they are able to deliver the results better than the previous people that were there that still believe in traditional advertising, for example, which is that you just pay something and say a statement like, oh, we're best in the marketplace. Who are you to say you're the best in the marketplace if you're not showing it to the consumer, right? You've got to have that content that shows it to the consumer, that they make that decision for themselves. Imagine if Usain Bolt or Cristiano Ronaldo comes to you and starts saying, I'm the best player in the world, I'm the best runner in the world, without actually showing you they're the best in the world, right? So that content is very much needed. You can't just come out and say statements and then put an ad on it and then think that that ad is going to work just because you say it so. Just because you've got all this money, you are this big brand and you say it so. That's not how it works, because you actually need to show people a why. Give them a why. Because when people come on social media platforms on the internet, they're looking for proof as to why they should trust that brand of yours. So over the long term, you start to see that people that are investing in their personal brands, content, and distribution, those brands will start picking up maybe even faster than corporates might. Those brands will start picking up like crazy. I already know the problem that they're facing, even though they don't know it, because they used to traditional marketing, years and years of billboards and all that, but it's that the content and distribution are not in alignment. Because if you're just investing in distribution alone, it's like ads, let's put more billboards, let's spend more money on Facebook ads without actually investing in bettering the content system and the content creation. You're just throwing money at the problem. And as we all know, throwing money at the problem doesn't always fix it. It actually creates more problems at hand because you're training your audience to not accept what you're pushing to them. You start to see that you might have 5 million views, but if you look at the retention, it's usually losing people between 3 to 5 seconds already. Sometimes even 2 seconds, because now people are trained when they see it, scroll. And that's the thing, right? So content is a very interesting thing. One of the systems we actually like using is that, instead of just like having one piece of content and then we spend like $50,000, which is very few clients that have that anyways to spend in a piece of content. But rather than that, create 10, 15, 20 different pieces of content, push them out, post them, and then look at which ones are getting 10,000 views plus on their own, 20,000 views plus on their own, and then run those as ads, because the audience is already telling you this is what we want. This is the content that is resonating with us. So this is where you're going to get the best results. And then you push that with your links, with your funnels, your pipelines, whatever it is that leads people to your call to actions, the end result that you want to come out of this. So when you start to look at content and distribution together like that, you will create magic with your consumers.